What's up? What's going on, everybody? So you have now tuned into my Catfish recap, honey. Yes, I last week I was having some really bad stomach issues, so I was not able to do this one. I was so exhausted, so tired. So we are back this week with Catfish. That's the only reason why I wasn't able to do it, because I pushed myself to the max to be able to do those other shows, and this one I just couldn't do it. I was editing, falling asleep, in pain. It was bad, really bad. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. And I hope you guys definitely appreciate my little recaps that I be doing. But I noticed y'all been watching, so I definitely appreciate that. So Neve, he's on maternity leave because his girl just had a baby. And now they have Max and a Rockstar chick. Her name was Chantal Claret. She's, like I said, a rock star, and she's pretty much taken over, just like how they had MJK or MLK or whatever the guy's name. They had him on before, and other people they had on before to kind of take the place of Max before, because Max was doing his production stuff. So Marvin, he's 22. He's from Missouri. Did I say that right? Yeah. Somebody just schooled me earlier. I was talking to somebody, and they schooled me because they was like, it's Oregon, not Oregon, or something like that. I don't even know. I'm probably saying it wrong right now, but I said it wrong, and she was like, we're kind of touchy about those things. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm from New York. I didn't know that. So anyways, he's from Missouri, and he was in the National Guard, and usually the guys that he meets on social media, they want to get it down and dirty. But this person was a little bit different. He had some pizzazz to him. He was silly and funny, outgoing, a little bit of everything. So he actually really liked that. And the only thing that he didn't really like about this guy that he was talking to, named Austin, was that the guy kind of seemed like he was hiding something. And Marvin said that Austin called one time, and his sister came on the phone and was like, oh, he's a really good guy, and then was saying all the good things about him. And Max was just like, well, yeah, she wouldn't be biased at all if that's his sister. I mean, my sister better say good things about me if you talking to my man on the phone. You better. Otherwise it's gonna be a problem once we get off this phone. And he also said that after that they was asking him for some dick pics, and it was like, oh, okay, but he still sent it to them. Well, he still sent it to Austin or whatever. He said he did feel a little funny about it, and he knows better than to be doing stuff like that, but he did it. And I'm just like, ugh, dang, So then Marvin said that he was talking to this guy for 3 months, and they live in the same town, ironically enough. So it's like, what the hell? You guys live in the same town and you haven't met? But he was like, Austin is always busy, always conveniently busy, has something to do. So Marvin said that Austin... Well, they looked up at Marvin's Facebook page. I mean, all these damn names. They looked at Austin's Facebook page, and they did see that he was flirting with some people, and just being sexy and putting all these pictures out there that were just kind of inviting to other people. So they was that's kind of a red flag a little bit. So they reached out to this guy that actually looks like they might actually know Austin, and they also Google searched the images, and when they Google searched the images, they came up with this guy named Miles who lives in Toronto. And this Miles in Toronto is in a relationship with somebody. So it's like, okay, this is definitely a red flag, because this lets us know that this is not the right person. He's not anywhere near us, and this is the real him, you know what I mean? So they also reach out to him as well. So the Facebook guy, he responded, and this guy said that he knows someone that knows Austin and might have met him at a party or something like that. And so Max and Chantal, they end up heading out to meet up with this guy from Facebook, because he's a salon, he works in a salon. And the guy, he just looked real super old school. He looks like some Colonel, the guy from KFC. He looked kind of like him. And he says that, yeah, like he met him at a party or something, and there's a Kurt guy. This is the guy that he knows. His name is Kurt, and this guy knows who this Miles guy is. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is starting to get confusing, all these names. Oh my God. So now they feel like Kurt knows more than he lets on, and maybe Kurt could actually be Austin. All right. So now Chantal and Max, they meet with Marvin and they let him know everything that they learned about this whole like fiasco, this whole situation. And he does seem like he was a little sad about it, but he said that he still wanted to know who this guy actually is. Who is this person that he's been talking to for all this time? And maybe possibly, regardless of how he looks, maybe they can still like hit it off. So now Kurt's boyfriend, Isaiah, ends up calling Max after Max was trying to reach out to this Miles guy, but wasn't getting this Austin guy, but wasn't getting any type of response back. He also tried to text him as well, because it's like the number you called is like can't take any numbers or something. It sounded like the number was disconnected. So yeah, this dude ends up, who was it? I think it was, well, first they did get a call from that Miles dude, the one that we was talking about earlier. They did get a call from him, the one in Toronto. He Facebook messaged them, and he kind of told Marvin that he was sorry about everything that went on, and it's really not him. And I guess it was kind of like that wasn't really the eye-opening experience that Marvin needed to know, like, okay, this really isn't him. This really is somebody like really officially catfishing me, because this guy is a real guy that I thought I was talking to. This is him like talking to me in the flesh, but he's claiming that it wasn't him. So that's shortly after that, that's when they was like on their way back home, Chantal and Max, they was on their way back to the hotel. That sounds funny, back to the hotel. But y'all know what I mean, back to the base. They Kurt's boyfriend Isaiah, that's when he calls Max, and he's like, he wants to stop all the drama. He wants to meet up with them so he can clear up some things. I'm like, here we go. It's showtime. So first they meet with this dude named, I think it was, first they met with some dude. What was his name? Was his name Isaiah? Well, then Isaiah, he tells him that there is no Austin, and this was Kurt all along. And then they have to walk a few steps over, and they meet up with Kurt. And they walk, like when they did that, first Kurt opens the door. Well, the dude opens the door, and then he was like, all right, hold on, I'll get Kurt for you. He closes the door in their face, and then Kurt finally comes out, and he says that he lied to them. And then the other two of them come out, these other two people, and it was just like, wait, hold on, like what kind of orgy mess is this that's going on over here in this house? So the girl, her name is Kaylee, and then the other guy, I think his name was Isaiah. So Isaiah, he says that they all was pretty much working together to try to find cheaters and expose them. They was trying to do their own episode of Cheaters without people actually signing up. They was trying to find the cheaters and expose people. I'm like, seriously though? That's what you doing? How you taking it upon yourself to do a public service and try to catch cheaters? Like, it sounded like they was trying to create their own show. That's pretty much what they was doing. All they had to do at the end of the day was document it, maybe get some release forms, and they could have been the next Catfish, but the Cheaters online version. If they was smart, But obviously they wasn't thinking like that. They just had time on their hands. I mean, like, do you guys work, or do you guys take shifts? Like, I don't understand how is this benefiting your life in any type of way? Like, they just seem like losers. So yeah, it just seemed like really stupid and deranged to me that they were like all looking at these guys' dick pics. They were all like sitting there talking to him, taking turns, but it was Kayla, the one that was like mostly talking to him. And then Isaiah, he had the nerve to say like, oh, how did you think that this was real? Why would you think that? Like, hold on. Like, Max had to shut him down real quick. Like, don't try to blame the person that was being don't try to blame the victim and twist this around. You the guys that was playing a sick joke on him. And it was like, and then the guy also said that, he had said something. Well, Max was definitely being like his personal advocate, like speaking for him, because he seems a little more timid, but he was talking a little something, but just not enough to like really let them know, like, okay, you violated to the max. Like, this is not acceptable, and for you to kind of turn around and make him look like he's stupid, nah. They try to say that they was doing this because they was trying to find. So they're like, okay, so how did he come onto your radar? Like, how did he get into this little thing that you had going on? Like, he didn't have anything to do with this. You guys messed with him. You guys were the ones that did this to him and continued to do this. So Kayla, she tried to act like she was kind of innocent in the whole thing. But yeah, after that was pretty much over. They went their separate ways, and they met up the next day and kind of had like a little conference. And Kaylee, she said that she made up this account because she found out that a lot of her boyfriends in the past were gay. And Isaiah, he said that his last relationship, his partner, was like, they had like an untrustworthy relationship where there was a lot of like cheating involved. And the other dude, Kurt, he just was getting the profiles that they was talking to. And he helped to set up the profile as well. So they each like played a part in this, and Max was just like straight gangster with them, and he was just like, and so you guys thought this was fun or funny? And Kayla's like, no, it wasn't like that. And he's like, yes. He was like, didn't you, when he sent you these pictures, what did you do? Did you laugh about it? And she tried to like play it off like, nah, she didn't really do that. And he was like, nah, just because he's sitting here doesn't mean you can't be honest. Like, say the truth. Did you laugh? And she was like, yeah, we thought it was fun, but not funny. They're like, it's one and the same. Marvin was like, you thought it was fun and you thought it was funny. It was like, there's no difference. And Max was just like, you just think that you just don't want to say it because he's sitting here, so it's harder to say it, but that's the way you really felt. That's what you actually did. It's like, doing something is one thing, but actually saying that you did it is like a whole different thing, because it just sounds effed up. And you know why it sounds effed up? Because it is effed up. That's just how it goes. So Marvin asked them if they, like, pretty much as a final request, if they would be able to end it. And it's funny how, like, when they had first met Max and he came at them like crazy, they still had their mics on after the cameras was off of them, and they was just like, wow, I can't believe he acted like that. And Kurt was the only smart one that was like, well, we're messing with people. What do you expect? Exactly. Like, I feel like he had the most common sense out of the three of them. And I feel like he wasn't that involved with it, but he was still involved with it. Like, I'll tell you, y'all killed somebody. Even though you may not have stuck the knife into the person, you was there, you helped cover it up. You probably threw some of the dirt when y'all buried the person, so you were part of it. You know what I mean? Was that conspiracy or something like that? I don't even know if that's the correct word, but y'all know what I mean. So yeah, Marvin ends up asking as a final result if they're going to end this, and they say yes. And to kind of make sure that they do it while someone's there to watch them, they have them they have Kayla write on the Facebook page or the timeline or whatever that this is a fake page, and pretty much that it's fake, and if you're following, then this is going to get shut down or some crap along those lines. So pretty much just kind of like shutting it down and letting people know, whoever looks at it. I mean, once they gone, unless they stayed there for a couple of hours, they could just delete that real quick. But supposedly from the 2-month recap, they did like officially close it down. They're not catfishing anybody anymore, and they kind of like changed their lives over. So if that's true, then that's pretty good that at least they found something else to do. They said they're keeping out of people's lives. And Marvin's kind of changed too. He's no longer like, super thirsty and looking for a relationship like he was before, because he doesn't want to get caught out there. And so yeah, he learned his lesson. It was a lot of lessons learned in this particular episode. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about that episode down below. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one.